Welcome back, it's Boomer TV, and I'm Paul Poteet.
I'm Julie Patterson. Welcome to this week's chapter of the show.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen this time. Yeah, we got a lot of rooms in this house. We have a lot of places to explore in this house and in this city.
And get away from each other.
There's that too.
You're gonna go eat somewhere new, I understand,
Find
on the
you
show.
Another great place to go out to, and then we're gonna go out to the Children's Museum.
The Children's Museum has a brand new experience called Sports Legends. We're gonna show you all around. Michael Atwood is there.
This sounds like an interesting story about a lady who has reinvented herself as a hat maker.
She's an artisan, an artist. She resides over in the Stutz building. Well, I don't know if she lives there, but that's where her studio is. Wait till you meet her.
And we'll also meet a woman who has continued a program started by somebody who was in the public eye.
Well, Scott Newman, former prosecutor
Right.
here in Indianapolis, diagnosed with Parkinson's. So has Marsha Barnes. She's our subject tonight, as she was recently diagnosed. Very successful businesswoman, but how she's combating this new diagnosis with boxing.
See the way her fist came up when she did that.
Undercut.
Yeah, I'll just stand over here for a moment for the rest of this week's episode of Boomer TV. Boomer TV is made possible with support from
Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match a customer's specific needs and style. More information on Westport Homes' lifestyle collection, including community locations, at westport-home.com.
Unique Home Solutions, serving more than 30,000 homeowners since 1983. Providing home remodeling services from minor updates to complete renovations with a mission to improve appearance and efficiency. More at uniquehomesolutions.org.
Well, we're off to the Children's Museum now. Not unusual for people in Indianapolis to visit the Children's Museum. Gone there with my kids, gone there with my grandkids.
I know. It's a great place to take any aged person, frankly. And they have a new exhibit called The Sports Experience. You're going to meet a bunch of Indiana sports legends and get to do a lot of activities there, actually. Shoot hoops, all kinds of sports-related things.
I don't think Michael Atwood is one of the Indiana sports legends.
We'll see. Might be.
It was a day not only to discuss Indiana's rich sports heritage, but a day where history itself would be made. Welcome to the Riley Children's Health Sports Legends Experience, the newest addition to the Children's Museum of Indianapolis. It's 7.5 acres of indoor and outdoor sports-related activities that inspire families to be active together.
We want families engaged together and working together and being teammates and not sitting on the sidelines. And it's for all ages, all abilities. We have something for everyone. So we have sports equipments for the little kids, sports equipment for the boomers. And, you know, grandparents love to take their grandkids out, but sometimes they may think they can't keep up or whatever. Right. They can keep up in here, but they need to participate.
Leslie gave us a taste of the Sports Legends experience. No one knew at the time that she would wind up becoming a legend in her own right. As we walk through this, just describe some of what we're seeing here, because there's so much going on.
Well, there
types
is.
Of things. Motorsports.
Motorsports. Over here is a gigantic foosball if you want to play hockey.
Oh, cool.
Like a foosball machine. The kids are having fun with that. And over here, a television station where you can do your own play-by-play and anchor your own sports cast. This is the race car that Willie T. Ribbs raced at the 500. Now we're walking into the National Art Museum of Sport. So over time, we can rotate in and out over 1,000 pieces of paintings, sculptures, prints, all kinds of things related to sports.
You'll discover a wide world of sports here.
A baseball field that looks very much like Victory Field.
Victory Field.
Yes.
One of my favorite places.
Yes. And it's another very interactive opportunity. You know, we see a lot of times the grandparents and parents on the pitching mound. This is the Children's Museum Guild's Fantasy Treehouse of Sports. and it's kind of modeled after the Tree of Life in Disney World.
It is stunning. Also stunning is miniature golf on a grand scale. We puttered around a course inspired by golf legends Pete and Alice Dye. This unique course replicates some of their favorite hole designs from around the world.
I just love the fact that grandparents are enjoying bringing their grandchildren out here, and they're not too intimidated by this, so they get involved in it, and the kids are, making grandparents like, you are the best people on earth to bring us here and do this with us.
But of course, no sports legends experience in the Circle City would be complete without a trip around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Can you hear the sounds of the race cars?
I can.
You feel like you're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, pagoda, everything. It's a track for adults and kids. You can race. The kids get a bit of a slight advantage, I'll tell you that.
Oh, really?
And, a woman has not yet won the Indianapolis 500.
Maybe today.
But maybe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your pedals. We may have the first female winner of the Indianapolis 500. Leslie, since it was such an historic moment, I really don't mind that you beat me at the Indy 500.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure and an honor, and I feel like I have, upped the game for women at the Indianapolis 500.
I think you have. Where's our milk?
Where is our milk?
We'll get that next.
Okay.
Okay?
Come back and visit.
I will. For Boomer TV, I'm Michael Atwood.
Interesting way that people deal with Parkinson's disease. I guess in essence, it's a physical disease. Why not try some physical therapy that might surprise people at first?
It's boxing. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried to box, but it's difficult. It's not an easy thing to do at all.
Not formally. I've kind of, yeah.
But find out how people who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease are dealing with it with Rocksteady Boxing.
Back to back, we're taking aim. Feel the wrath in your veins. All is cold as stone. Roll the dice, gonna make you feel unbreakable.
April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. There are more than 200,000 cases per year diagnosed in the United States. Tonight, you're going to meet a Central Indiana woman who had that diagnosis recently, and she is literally punching back.
How long ago did you first start having symptoms? And you probably didn't know what it was at first, right?
Sure, yeah, I didn't know what it was, but as I think back through the signs of the symptoms, I haven't had a sense of smell for a long time, which I attributed to being a hog farmer's wife, and I had just grown insensitive to smelling. Yeah. So that one kind of threw me off, but that would have been an early sign. And then when I would do public speaking, my left hand would shake, and people would say to me, "Oh, you're nervous." But I never get nervous when I'm doing public speaking. It just would show up that way. So those symptoms probably go back 10 to 15 years when I think about it, which is good news because that would indicate I have a fairly slow-moving version of Parkinson's. Parkinson's shows up in a lot of different ways. People will have different symptoms. Not everybody has the same group of symptoms. So it kind of shows up differently and moves at different speeds for people.
What has the journey been like for you?
Well, those first few weeks, I don't want to do those again. But fortunately, my neurologist gave me 2 prescriptions and wrote in my orders, go to Rocksteady Boxing 3 to 4 times a week.
Really?
And so I'm a person that if somebody has a proven process for dealing with a situation, I try that process and see if it works for me. So I came to Rocksteady and went through the screening process with them and then started joining the workouts here. And holy cow, tough workout, great results. But I got to tell you, the people and the community here were like finding treasure in the face of adversity. So I've been really pleased with what I've experienced at Rocksteady as part of my journey on this Parkinson's path.
There's research that shows that this type of workout helps with Parkinson's,
There
isn't
is,
it?
yeah. The best defense for Parkinson's is heavy exercise. Rocksteady specifically has been studied on its capability to deliver results for the boxer, and it is found to slow down or reverse the symptoms of the disease.
Tell me about the corner person.
So at Rocksteady, you pay a fee to come as a boxer, and you're allowed to designate one corner man. And that's someone who comes along with you for free. Sometimes, depending on where you're at in the disease path, it might be someone who needs to help you with the exercises.
How often do you work out here?
I work out here 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if I'm traveling on a Tuesday or Thursday, I come Monday or Wednesday. Because if I don't show up and do this, I really can feel it.
You can tell a
Oh,
difference.
yeah.
There are over 40 people here either diagnosed with Parkinson's disease or a partner of someone with Parkinson's, and they're doing their opening stretches right now. After this gentle but very important stretching, the group will now transition into their circuit training.
Round 2, here we go!
Rocksteady is now in all 50 states. Vermont is the most recent to join. They are also in 10 different countries. Marsha Barnes will continue socking it to Parkinson's disease, one workout at a time, here at Rocksteady Boxing. Julie Patterson, Boomer TV.
Well, downtown on Capitol Avenue, there is a fascinating building called the Stutz Building. Have you heard of it?
I think it was a long time that I had worked in Indianapolis before I actually went in there, and it's a whole world inside of that building.
Besides the cars and things, there are
Right.
lots of different studios where artists make things, they sell things, they have open houses. It's really very cool.
And there is a lady, a boomer, who's kind of focusing on one particular thing that she's making now.
She's reinvented herself into a hat maker.
She's a hat lady.
I'm going to ask her if she'll make me a fascinator for the royal wedding. Think she will?
Oh,
Learn all about it. Hang on.
flip your lid.
We're all jazzed up here with Jody Bailey here at her hattery in downtown Indianapolis in the Stutz Building, where we are getting a look at some of the magic and artistry that goes into some pretty phenomenal headpieces. Jody, I love what I'm wearing. I love what you're wearing. How did you get into this? This is a passion that you've really turned into a profession.
It is. When my mom passed away in 2003 of a brain aneurysm, they had shaved her head. And back then, I had this idea of starting a business, making hats for women experiencing hair loss.
Wow.
A year ago, I decided now is the time. I was 47 years old when I first started going to college, and I was pursuing a costume design degree. And I learned a lot about costume history and the making of costumes. This built upon my skills when in the 6th grade, my mom taught me how to sew.
Wow.
Began my teaching and sewing. So I translated these sculpture skills, these costume skills, my long-term love of sewing skills, and basically they're little sculptures.
And hats have really seen like their highlighted times throughout the ages of fashion. What is it about a hat that seems timeless to you?
Well, I think it's the attention that you get with a hat. Quite frankly, women have been wearing hats to say, here I am. This is my crowning glory. You know, we know about women with church hats. So it's my philosophy that it can help embolden you, or bold women wear hats. Yeah. That's one of my favorite taglines. Bold women wear hats.
This is bold. You've got to tell me kind of the story behind this.
I was inspired by Best Ben hats. The Mad Hatter of Chicago, he's called.
I've got to see this.
Yeah, so the underside has some architecture too. We have little clips that keeps it on your head. And my friend called me up one day and said, I was just at Goodwill and I bought you 5 bags of aliens.
Ah, that's a good friend.
Yes, so this is called Picnic Area 51. Yes, little aliens, little cupcakes, watermelon. They're having a great time.
Now, Jody, this one is an eye catcher. I've got to say it's one of my favorites that I'm seeing now. I mean, this took some time. This is some detailed work.
This one, I literally started with a wire spiral. And so one day I woke up and thought, pearls.
The person wearing the hat in the room, people want to talk to. What is it about that? Now look at that. That is gorgeous. Jody, there is a confidence that happens when you put a hat like this on. How does it feel when you put a piece of art like this on your head?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, you're the center of attention first, if you want that. It also is, there's psychological studies that bear out evidence that what we wear uplifts us. It affects our emotional and mental states, either good or bad. So if you're wearing black or, you know, slouchy clothes compared to something bright and vibrant, which is why I started the business of making hats for hair loss. An opportunity to help uplift the spirits, to make you feel better about what you're wearing.
Absolutely.
Or to be more joyful like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's something about that look good, feel good, and I feel good in my hat. I know you feel good. I've got more fashion to see. So Jody, thank you for having us. For now, I'm Amanda Clark with Boomer TV.
Well, we are in the kitchen this time around, so food is on my mind.
Food is always on your mind.
I know.
You know what, though? This is one of my favorite segments to watch because if you've got a celebration, a birthday, an anniversary, a first date, there's some great places around town that you can take them.
And if you're around me, the only way you're going to get food is if I'm taking you out to a restaurant. It's not going to come from me working in this kitchen.
Well, let's find out where you're going to take us tonight.
All right, I just finished up a delicious chicken kebab, and then I found the guy who made it. Thanks for having us here.
It is a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
We're sitting at Saffron Cafe downtown on Fort Wayne Avenue in Indianapolis with Chef/Dr. Santisi. Now, the food was very good, but you aren't just concerned about food being good. You want it to be healthy, and more importantly, you think there are specific links between what you eat and how you feel.
The food is medicine, and you are what you eat.
Mom was right way back when, right?
Yes. Scientific genetically studies, our genes are soaked in a broth from what we eat. That means we can change our genes.
So even if you're 50, 60 years old and you've hit the vending machine for candy bars, you know, all your life, you can still turn things around?
When we give our body the right food, the right environment, the right lifestyle, our body reverse all the diseases we may have.
What food do you serve here that's specifically, like you would say, oh, that's if you have diabetes or if you're prone to diabetes, that would be really good for you. Or if you're concerned about Alzheimer's, that would be really good for you.
Number one, we cut the processed food. And then we stick to whole food cooking and then a raw food. Raw food, it's all greens and then nuts and then vegetables and vegetables. And vegetables, you know.
How did you make that jump from, I mean, was there a time where you were just worried about how it tasted and then somehow something clicked and you became more curious about how food can be medicine? Was there one thing that happened to you or to a friend?
It happened to me. I was overweight and then I was in trouble.
Okay.
I joined a Institute of Integrative Nutrition. That school changed my life back in 2012. And after I finished my undergrad, I went to Functional Medicine University to get my doctorate in functional medicine.
What's the biggest mistake that boomers make food-wise? What are most people having too much of?
Well, people having too much of hydrogen oils that we fry in the market, preservative to keep the product longer on the shelf, pesticides and all that unnatural product adding to the food that it's harming our body because our body doesn't recognize it as food.
Okay, we're looking at something that looks very green and very hearty. This is one of your smoothies.
To replace one thing in your lifestyle is a breakfast. It's the most important meal in the whole day.
That is thick.
This is thick and then full of nutrition and then has a lot of heavy leaves, green leaves.
It's like you're drinking a salad.
That's right. Yes, has parsley.
And I know you can get supplements for magnesium. You say this is better to get it this way.
Smoothies, they are high in nutrition and then they are whole food. Then I will add an iron pill and then it's gonna all mix together and then it's gonna absorb This is a paella. Paella, it's a word for seafood and meat all cooked together. It's made with saffron rice. Saffron is the most precious spice on earth. It's very high in anti-inflammatory. This is what we call whole food cooking. And
So this is what you've been talking about.
Yes, and then also I do some cooking classes on Sundays, and then this is what I teach people.
Chef, master chef, doctor.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Saffron Cafe is where you can find all of this food for thought in action.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of Boomer TV. I think it's pretty good so far.
Yeah, I think it'll get even better because we've got another great story to tell you.
You be the judge.
Hi, we're here at Source River West with Mark Roger, the Center Director, wanting to investigate what's going on here. I've looked at your profile, I've looked at your website, there's many exciting things going on. Would you share a little bit about all the different various programs that you have here, Mark?
Certainly. We run an education and economic initiative for central Indianapolis and for the near west side of Indianapolis in particular, which are the 4 neighborhoods just west of IUPUI. But what we really do focus on is programming for people who are looking to start their business or scale their existing business. And really we run programming for everything in between.
One of the things that we're really interested in at Boomer TV is your Encore program. Can you share a little bit of information about that?
There are so many Americans that are now focusing on how to get through retirement comfortably and stay engaged in the community in which they serve and live. And so we developed a program called Encore Careers, a series. The Encore series for lectures is called What's Your Next?, where we bring in people who have started their own business later in life or work with people who are trying to do that, go through that transition, and have a nice discussion type of series where it's not very formal and people can feel comfortable asking questions. Saida is a great example of an entrepreneur who started at a kitchen table with her idea and took it to market. We've used her in several capacities, not only as an advisory board member, because she's a great example, but we also have involved her in our venture fund program, where we can work on funding some of these startups and get them to market a little bit faster and a little bit easier. She's also does some great programming as a mentor, explaining to people that you can make mistakes along the way, and there's nothing wrong about making mistakes. In fact, that will undoubtedly make you a better and more appreciative business owner down the road.
I bring a different perspective from an entrepreneur standpoint when it comes to finance, marketing, how entrepreneurs start businesses, how do they scale businesses. So the Source River West, the advisory board is a little different because it's made up of entrepreneurs and also seasoned executives, so that's a good thing.
You just don't sit on the board of advisors, you're also a student of the program and you have your own business, and that you share those experiences with the attendees and the participants in Source River West. Tell me a little bit about what your entrepreneurial opportunities and pursuits are right now.
I started my business in 2014. I knew very little about starting a business, and I one day was talking to Mark, and it was at a football game or something like that, and he was just like, well, what do you do? And we started talking, and he was like, I can connect you. So I always call Mark, which is the director here at Source River West, the great connector. He makes things happen. You tell him your problem, he's gonna fix it. So at the time, I was having issues with marketing, the name of my company. So I wound up doing a total rebrand. We started our company with 1 product. We now have 5 products. Our signature flagship product, which is our Happy Hands and Feet product, which is a product that I gave to Mark. And he was like, yeah, you could do something with this. And so a little bit of encouragement went a long way. And that's what you need. You need someone in your corner that's going to motivate you and push you along the way. And products are now being sold in Whole Foods, Kroger, some local stores, Good Earth Marketplace here, and then we also have an online presence.
And now we have all of these products.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Thanks, Aida. And I also want to thank Mark Roger for sharing his many programs here at Source River West. I'm Kevin Kimbrough with Boomer TV. Thank you for joining us.
We're really glad that you found our show. Thank you for watching Boomer TV tonight.
Well, I just walked in the front door and came to the kitchen. It was easy to find it.
And had a seat, right?
And I said, well, no, we've been standing for half an hour.
Well, now it's time to HF22J. You know what that is?
22J, no.
Well, in my house, they're doing it. Hands, face, teeth, toilet, jammies. Go get them. Good night.
See you soon. For more all things Boomer, just visit our website. That's indieboomer.com. Indie Boomer connects TV, magazine, and radio. It contains useful information for baby boomers all over the Indianapolis metropolitan area. And you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Pick up Indie Boomer magazine at most Kroger stores and libraries. Look for us all over Indy.
Listen to Boomer Radio every Saturday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on Freedom 95 with a rebroadcast Sundays at 7:30. Indie Boomer, for the next chapter of your life.
Boomer TV is made possible with support from
Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match a customer's specific needs and style. More information on Westport Homes' lifestyle collection, including community locations, at westport-home.com.
Unique Home Solutions, serving more than 30,000 homeowners since 1983. Providing home remodeling services from minor updates to complete renovations with a mission to improve appearance and efficiency. More at uniquehomesolutions.org.